We are ready for our dancing Shiva sequence, the last of our yoga translations in the basic training. So that is accessed through the Chillaxin pose. And now we're going to come into our lounging. Now I call the lunges lounges because we really want to invite that kind of deep relaxation in the poses. So we're just going to start out with a real gentle swagger from side to side, being easy about it. And then we're going to reach around for our knees. Always hold on to the leg loops. These help stabilize the pose. The swing is okay to hold on to, but then you don't have, you have all this open chain movement is what it's called. So we're going to hold on to our leg loops always. Keep holding on to them as high as possible. Let's start with the right knee bent and then pull up. So it's up and over and then sink down into it. Now we keep holding on. Yeah, keep holding on. So it's a bicep curl. So we lift the head, we lift the chest. Okay, so we're going to stay looking up the entire time. Don't look at your pelvis or you actually close and roll in. We're going to stay arched with the head lifted, heart lifted, and then roll around. So roundabout, sink back, bend the left knee, roll up and over, squaring the hips. And keep the heart lifted, head lifted, bicep curl with the arms so you're nice and lifted there. Cool. Front knee bent for a lounge. We're lounging. Roundabout, sink your hips back and down. And go ahead and bend right knee. Right knee stays bent, roll onto the top of the left. Good. Stay lifted. Cool. Now we're going to go into our dancing Shiva by bending the knee and grabbing for the foot. So bend the left knee. So you're going to hold on to the inside of the foot. Yeah. Beautiful. And this might be as far as somebody wants to go in the sequence, or you can bend the knee into the elbow crease. Now when we bend the knee into the elbow crease, we can practice balancing. Good. Looking up. Leaning forward with the hips. That's it. Good. Okay, release because you're spring-loaded, nice and slow. Come on back around. So let's take a chill, swag it out from side to side, reset the hips since that's such a deep stretch. And then we're going to go into our dancing Shiva on the second side. I'll show you some alternatives because a lot of people aren't able to grab the foot. So we have lots of different ways that we can still enjoy the pose. You're going to come to center, reach around, grab for the knees, slide up the leg loops as high as possible. Keep the left leg bent, roll onto the top of the right. Press that arm straight to get a nice big stretch through the shoulders. Press right out of the shoulder joint. Beautiful. Now from here, I can keep the thumb up, called the cool Jesus, we only have our thumb up. Bend the knee and grab for the foot. Now when we grab for the foot, we make sure the hip is squaring towards the ground. Perfect. And if it's available, we bend the elbow and get it into the elbow crease. That is probably too much for the average person, but if you can, we balance into the full Shiva. And now we're going to talk about what we can do for our friends if their hips are too tight and they're like, that is just not an option. We can ground the right foot and let the leg loop slide up again into the high diver. And then we can press the front arm straight. And this is like our bow and arrow, right? You think about shooting an arrow out. There we go. And then we can practice straightening the leg, bending the leg. And so if grabbing and bending that back knee is not an option, ground the foot and give them a nice lunge alternative. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with our Hanuman sequence here. So from our bow and arrow, we're going to straighten the front leg and grab. Yeah, from behind. There you go. And so this could be a version of splits too. So we give something for everyone. Not everybody's going to come into full splits. Let's go ahead and try that on the other side, the grounded version. So slide into the knees and then pull yourself up, pressing the left foot down so that leg loop goes all the way up into the groin. Press the front arm straight. So it's like a bow and arrow. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Perfect. And now from there, see if you can straighten the front leg. When we straighten the front leg, you can grab for the toes. And that could be our version of Hanuman. Moving towards side splits, right? Okay, go ahead and release the toes. Come on back down. We're going to come into our flying arrow. which is a little bit more of the advanced sequence. We're going to do it in 2 different ways. Let's start with the right knee bent. Roll onto the top of the left. Bend the back knee, hook the toes. And then we're going to go ahead and press the front leg loops. Front leg loop presses straight. Flying arrow. See, it's a little bit more high velocity. Now from there we can bend the front, straighten the front leg, and go ahead and grab for the toes for Hanuman. Now notice how far it is, right? So if we release the back leg straight into our lunge and then straighten for the toes, yes, then sometimes it's more available. So either hooked foot or straight leg, because it's a big pose. So I want you to square your hips towards the ground a little bit more, so you're going to lean forward. Yes, that's it. That's it.
Holding on to this one really.
Holding on helps.
It's hard. It's actually like I'm opening up more.
There you go. That's it. Grab. Perfect. Release. Let's go ahead and pause in the center to reset, since that's a big opener for the shoulders and hips and all those pieces. Make sure all the joints are happy. You don't want to overextend to grab for anything. So second side, holding onto the leg loops, left knee bends, rolling onto the top of the right. Okay, so bow and arrow, you'll notice we can just push the left arm straight for flying arrow, and that could be the easier version. Yeah, so let's do the easier Hanuman as well. Both legs straight. Lift the heart and head. Yes, that's beautiful. Okay, and then we're going to grab for our dancing Shiva. Left knee bends, right knee bends. Hook the toes, and then see, let's do the flying arrow first. Flying arrow. Really fun. And then straight leg, and then go ahead and grab. You might seem kind of far. You can always grab for the calf, too. Sometimes that's easier. There you go. Nice. Release. As you can see, since that is the most difficult, only a couple people want to go into full Hanuman, and we give them lots of alternatives. Even the standing one is a really good morale booster, so that we can really start to open the hips in our lunges without really making it impossible for the lounging to happen. The lounging means we're going to relax into it. So we'll go over this one more time with another alternative, and then we'll be done for today. Okay, so hips are tight for some of our friends. This intensity behind the back of the knee doesn't feel great, so I made the leg loops to spread out. Everything spreads out. So that adds a little extra surface area and comfort. So from the knee all the way up to the top of the leg, I can spread those out. Yes, above the knee. And then I'm going to go ahead and rock forward and back. So I'm going to hold on to my leg loops. I'm going to rock forward and back and come all the way up. Okay? Once I come all the way up, I'm just going to bend the right knee and slowly slide onto the top of the left. Yes. So you have to rotate around. There you go. And now we have more surface area, and it feels like, oh, that's nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bend the left knee and then slide onto the top of the right. And just have a lounge. So now this could be more loungy. Everyone's like, okay, that's more loungy. And then we can even try coming forward into butterfly like this. And for some people, butterfly can be more accessible. There you go. So yeah, that's a nice way of giving people, and sometimes they'll still bunch up and slide up, and that's okay. It's a nice way to give some people alternatives. Okay, so spreading everything out is a nice way to end. I'm gonna,
Definitely, it does feel so much better.
Doesn't that feel nice? Yeah, that's why we have all this fabric.
So
And the fabric has been doubled over before it was sewn, so it gives an extra amount of cushion.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I'm going to go back to hummingbird, which is our straddle splits here. This is usually our first pose that we do before the lounging, but I noticed that hummingbird is very hard for people, so we're going to do it at the end. Okay. So hummingbird is when we reach for our knees, do a bicep curl, straighten the legs, and then we press, 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 and extend. And when we extend, the arms come right out of the shoulders, and our hips are sinking back. Okay, so legs open. Yeah, sink your hips back a little bit more. Yes, there you go. Lift the heart, lift the head, straight arms. Beautiful. That's our hummingbird. So most people go like this, and that's why we call it hummingbird.
Yeah,
That's an option. When you come up too high, you can kind of get, so we're sinking our hips down and lifting the heart. Pulling the legs apart, making a wish. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, that's a strong pose, but that's really great for the shoulders.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. That's
Yeah.
number 4.
Nice.
Let's see how that gets a little bit more advanced.
Definitely.
Even for our basics, we want to know how to get people into those splits and more advanced poses when they're ready. We're just working towards them so they're not some impossible dream. But we're letting gravity do the work in all those poses. We pull ourselves up into the lunge and then we just drop down. Now, if the hips are not square, then it's hard to drop down. So that's why we have to make sure that hip bone points down towards the ground. We have to shimmy to get the quad pointing down, rotating the leg loop around the knee, above the knee. So that is the lounge. That's the key. And you'll see this today when we do the workshop, that most people will be like this, okay? And then we're just going to shimmy. And then we keep shimmying until we get there. And if that's difficult, then we either bring the foot down and ground it down, which is fine. So now we're not going to spread the hips towards the ground for that one. Or we can spread it out. Even if we just try and spread out one side, sometimes people appreciate that.
Feel it.
Yeah.
More contact with the thigh or something.
Yeah, where the knee is just, because everyone's like, what do I do with this pain, this pressure behind the knee? And I tell them in time, you'll actually like it.
Yeah.
And until then, just spread everything out. And that's very helpful. Excellent. Well, let's go over any questions. Sit down and look at our notes, and then we'll be done for today. Excellent. So to come out, we're going to come out into our sumo squat. We're moving one leg loop at a time and make sure that we stay seated until the leg loops come off. And then when we end in our sumo squat, I kind of cheated there, flipped out and hold on to the swing. Coming all the way to stand.